I want to see him. I mean, he can, like you said, pick the pucks. He can pick the Magnus. He can pick all these playmaking heroes offlane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Indeed. Because honestly, honestly, who said it? I don't know who said this, but I think it was Podcat. He said that mids are better when they're young and new to the scene because they don't hesitate. They're so cocky because they think they're so good. They don't hesitate. They just go and do it. And that's why Sumel was so good when he first came on the scene, and Miracle was incredible when he first came on the scene. All these young players are just incredible when they're young and cocky and arrogant on mid because they just go ham. And then they get a little bit more experience. They start to play a little bit more safe. They know things can happen. They don't take those high risk, high reward plays as much.
Yeah,
which I think
and
makes
sometimes
sense.
you have to make those risks to get the big plays. If mid specific, I think you're right, man. I think you got it. I think Dindy needs to go offlane.
Yeah, needs that, and they need a young gun mid. So I who I really like? I really like Ramsey 666.
Is he on a
Virtus Pro?
Virtus Pro, I was gonna say, he's a Russian player.
Yeah, he's a carry. I really like him. He was fun. He was fun to watch in the All-Star game.
Yeah, that was a great All-Star game, man. That was just hearing No-Tail go ham the whole time on Necrophos. Man, I love that.
I loved how
Speaking of, that's our next topic is these meta heroes that are probably going to get nerfed. We have Necrophos that is just outrageous.
Necrophos, Earthshaker.
Venomancer is doing very well. Pugna is doing very well.
Pugna, Night Stalker.
Maybe not Stalker just because of the TI results, but I mean I don't see him that much. But I think they're just picking him a lot in TI just because of the vision thing. I mean that's like a professional thing.
I know, but that's normally how he balances. He balances around competitive more than he does
as an Ice Frog.
Ice Frog does. I feel like if you look at like tournament results and stuff, and then patches afterwards, patches usually reflect the tournament pretty well.
Really?
For the most part.
Okay.
I feel like.
So, not Stalker then, because he had a very, very good winning rate.
Nyx Assassin.
Nyx Assassin had like a 73% win rate out of like 40-something games in TI.
It went down a little bit. I hate to say it, I really think Nature's Prophet's going to get a little bit of a nerf.
Which sucks.
Because I love Nature's Prophet.
I do too, especially since I always pick Spirit Breaker against him and just end him.
Lich will probably get a nerf.
Lich is good, man. I'm not happy for. I don't know. There's been patches where I've been like, okay, like we were talking earlier. It's like I'm tired of seeing this Luna. Like, get the fuck this Luna out of here.
Here's the Luna Shadow Demon.
I hated Luna. I hated her, dude. But there's really not any heroes that I'm just disgusted by this patch. So. I mean, yeah, Venomancer is total cancer, but
he's kind of difficult to play, honestly.
He isn't easy.
He's not as easy as he seems.
Well, the thing is no heroes are easy unless you have a lot of experience with them. We were talking earlier about Huskar. Like, the concept of Huskar doesn't sound that bad, but it's hard because you have to have experience and know his limits and know when to go in and know when not to not go in and
know when he peaks at what level,
and
what heroes he's good against.
Right, so all heroes are hard if you're playing at a competitive level, and I don't mean competitive as in like professional, just like competitive to you.
Yeah,
relative. So, but yeah, I'm just excited for a patch. Like, I think this is a great patch, but
I think this is going to be a big patch too.
It's going to be huge. I think it's going to be huge. Huge.
I think it's going to be, we're going to
huge.
I would be very disappointed if it's just balance changes and 2 new heroes.
Really? So you think there's going to be like map changes and items? Dude, we haven't seen a new item in quite a while, it seems like.
I think so. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be something that changes the game completely.
Really? That big?
Not as big as talents.
Is it going to be a 10th of a decimal, or is it going to be a 100th of a decimal? Like 6.2 or 7.2? Think it'll be 7.2?
I don't know, because I'm not 100% sure how they're doing that. Because when it first came... so before 7.0, when it was 100th, it was a big patch, always, right? They only had big patches. They didn't... It was like 6. Because we started playing at 6.83.
Right.
And it was 7... It didn't go 7.0 until like this past
Right.
year.
I think it went from like 6.8 something straight to 7.
It was 6.8. It was 6.89 to 7.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, or maybe it was 6.88.
I guess that's not crazy, but
But
yeah, I don't know. We'll see if it's a whole tenth.
Well,
I think it will be.
But then they started. But here's the thing: that before that, when it was like 6.88 or 6.87 or whatever, and it was like a smaller patch, they would just add a letter behind it.
Well,
right?
we've been doing letters now.
I know, but at the beginning of 7.0, we weren't. They were doing smaller patches and giving it a whole number.
Really?
Yeah. So it was like 7.0. Like 7.01, 2, 3, like...
Oh, yeah, you're
remember
right.
When we had like,
yeah.
we had like 3 patches in like 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Or something like that. So, I
don't
know
maybe
exactly...
that's just more evidence to say that it is going to be a tenth of a like a tenth. Because
maybe, but I don't know exactly their system now. If they want to change it,
I don't even know if they know their system.
Probably not.
I think it's just okay. Let's do a letter, or okay, let's do 100 this time. Well, let's just do a 10th. Yeah, I don't think there's like a recipe. I think there's like, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
There's enough stuff in here to be 8.0, so we'll just go 8.0.
Yeah, this should just be 8.
No,
yeah,
next
I don't know if Dota will ever see 8.
Dota 3.
Yeah. I don't think Dota will ever see 8.
I don't know, man. Maybe. I would like for it to.
That would be way too different. I mean, 7 was different enough, man.
8.0 could be Dota 3, though.
RuneScape 3 ruined RuneScape.
Well, that's a different kind of game.
Yeah.
People said Dota 2 was going to ruin Dota. It didn't. It made it better.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. I've just watched the document. There was a segment on TI where people were talking about Dota 1 and the international one when they first started playing Dota 2 and how much they hated Dota 2.
Really?
And eventually they just kept passionate and they ended up, it's like you said, people are just resistant to change.
Yeah.
They don't like change.
Absolutely, man.
Everything's like, oh, it's going to be like we're League of Legends now. It's like, no, we're really not. We're still Dota. We're not even moving towards it, I don't really feel like. Maybe there's some things that are similar in the games.
I don't even know, because I've never even looked at League of Legends, so I wouldn't even know how to judge that.
Well, aren't you just a flower for never playing League
I'm
of
a
Legends?
flower. I am a flower. Fuck League of Legends. And I don't even know.
League of Legends is a fun game. It's not like a terrible game by any means. It's not as good
How
as
dare
Dota.
you.
It's not as good as
How
Dota.
dare you.
Dota is the master. And that's what's awesome is I think the international is so much bigger than League's Worlds, which Worlds is their version of international.
I think they had more viewers than we did.
Yeah, that's because it's a bigger player base. I think there's more hype. I think maybe this is probably just bias, but the international is the Super Bowl of all esports.
I think so. I mean, if you look at straight monetary value, it absolutely is.
I feel like it's got more hype. It gets more like hype when people...
There's more money in Dota than the next 4 esports combined year-round. Like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Counter-Strike 2, and Hearthstone. All the money in those games added up still don't equal Dota. And that's fact. That's numbers.
And Heroes of the Storm.
And Heroes of the Storm. Yeah,
and it was normal Counter-Strike, not Counter-Strike 2.
I thought it was Counter-Strike and then Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
No, Global
Offensive.
Both of them. Global Offensive is the bigger one. That's the one that people play now. And then Counter-Strike.
I know that was on the list.
Yeah. Global Offensive and then Counter-Strike.
And Counter-Strike, yeah. They're both on the list.
I thought you said Counter-Strike number 2.
I did, but I meant Global Offense or Global whatever.
Global Offensive.
Global Offensive, whatever.
Counter-Strike's fun, though.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I did see... I was at work one night, and it was on, like, ESPN or some shit. And that is crazy, because there's barely any money into it. Like, looking at the stats, there's barely any money, there's barely any professionals.
It's
like,
very easy
why the hell was why the hell was this not on TV?
Well, it's very easy for a person
maybe
just
sponsors
watching,
and stuff.
a person just watching that doesn't play either of these games to just start watching Counter-Strike and understand what's going on.
That's true, because I never played it before, and I sat there and I was watching it, and I was enjoying it, actually.
Yeah, it's not hard to follow.
It's just you aim your gun and you shoot, and do they die?
I personally don't think it's that good. I think if people understood Dota, it's a better viewing experience. But mainly that's because Counter-Strike, you can't spectate it like top-down, right? It's not... You have to be looking through somebody and scroll through it. So I'd imagine that's kind of hard to follow for people watching. Like, who's gonna get the kill right here or whatnot. But,
yeah. Well, that is about time for us. We don't want to go over an hour again, just because I think it's hard for you people to listen over an hour. So,
but if you stuck with us this far, and yeah, let us know, and Soul will send you nudes.
I'll send you nudes if you send us feedback.
If you mention the fact that you got this far.
Say, I made it to 55 minutes. I'll send you nudes.
Yeah.
I won't. I will. I won't. I won't. I will. I won't.
They don't have to be nudes of you.
That's true. But I feel like if it's nudes of somebody else, that's still just as bad. I could send them nudes of, like, monkeys. Well, anyways,
you could send them naked mole rat from Kim Possible.
I could. So you should go to iTunes and give us a review if you've enjoyed it, or if you haven't, give us a bad review if you hate it. Anything is good. Send us an email. We have a couple more people that are coming on the show. I know I had Jenkins and then Lyrical on the show in a row, and we actually had someone else scheduled before TI, but we had some issues, and he was going to be at TI, and once he got there, he was like, well, I'm busy now, so hopefully he's going to come on the show, and then I have someone else from one of the teams. We actually talked about him today, so again, I'm not going to give you names, because if it falls through, that sucks, but yeah, I got a player and a caster. Well, I guess he's like a caster. Well, another person in the
analyst.
scene.
He's a community member.
He's a community member, analyst. So we'll get them on the show soon, so stay tuned. Send us an email if you want, dotaslifeshow@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter, dotaslifeshow@gmail.com.
Hit us up on Steam.
Hit us up on Steam. We have a Discord.
Soul's new name is now DIL.Soul in parentheses need team, because that's how desperate he is.
I'm very desperate. I want to play on a team, so if I'm 3'5", so if you are on a team or something and you need somebody, I'm really position 4, but yeah, just hit us up. But anyways, we'll catch y'all later. Next show, we're going to have another one. I promise it won't take this long to get another one out. So we'll see you again soon. Anything else?
No.
GG?
Bye.
Bye.